Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Science fiction this hour from the pen of Ray Bradbury, Dimension X, August 18th, 1950. Stories adapted from the works of Ray Bradbury under the Martian Chronicles. This episode, August 18th, 1950.
Tonight, Dimension X presents The Martian Chronicles, a dramatization of the new novel by one of our most brilliant young science fiction writers, Ray Bradbury, The Martian Chronicles. January in the year 1999. 1 minute it was Ohio winter with doors closed, the panes blind with frost, icicles fringing every roof, children skiing on snowy slopes. And then a long wave of warmth crossed the small town, a flooding sea of hot air.
Bye, Mom, I'm going out. William McClellan, you come back here. You know you can't go out in winter without a coat. Do you want to catch your death of cold?
But it isn't cold. It's warm outside. It's rocket summer.
Rocket summer?
You know, like Indian summer.
The rocket lay on the launching field, blowing out pink clouds of fire and heat, cracking the icicles, melting the snow, making summer with every breath of its mighty exhausts. It seared the faces of the watching crowd and drove them back. And then they saw the red fire and heard the big sound as the silver rocket shot up toward Mars and left them behind on an ordinary Monday morning on the ordinary planet Earth. They lived in a house of crystal pillars on the planet Mars by the edge of an empty sea. And every morning you could see Ela eating the golden fruits that grew from the crystal walls, or her husband sitting alone in his room reading from a singing metal book over which he brushed his hand as one might play a harp. Ela and her husband were not old. Once they had liked painting pictures with chemical fire, swimming in the canals when the wine trees filled them with green liquors, and talking into the dawn together. But no more. Marriage sometimes makes people old and familiar while still young. And Ela was not happy now. This morning she sat dreaming between the crystal pillars and wished that somehow a miracle might happen. And then suddenly...
Ela, did you call?
No.
I thought I heard you cry out.
Did I? I was almost asleep and had a dream.
In the daytime? You don't often do that.
Strange. How very strange. I dreamed about a man. A tall man. 6 feet tall.
Oh, how absurd. He'd be a giant, a misshapen giant.
I know. And yet somehow he looked quite handsome. He was dressed in a strange uniform. And he came down out of the sky in a long silver craft.
Out of the sky? What nonsense.
He spoke pleasantly to me in another language. But somehow I understood him with my mind. Telepathy, I suppose.
Oh, really, Ela?
And he said, I've come from the 3rd planet in my ship. My name is Nathaniel York.
A stupid name. Who ever heard of a name like that?
Perhaps they have names like that on Earth.
That's ridiculous, Ela. Everyone knows the 3rd planet is incapable of supporting life. There's too much oxygen in their atmosphere.
I suppose. But haven't you ever wondered if... Well, wouldn't it be fascinating if there were people there and they traveled through space in some sort of ship?
Really, Ela? You know I hate this emotional wailing. Now, let's get on with our work.
Evening came. The twin white moons of Mars were rising, and the house closed itself in like a giant flower. A wind blew among the pillars, stirring Ila's russet hair, crooning softly in her ear. And it was then that she began singing the song.
Drink to me only thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine.
Ila, what's that song?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? I've never heard it before. Did you compose it?
No. Yes. No, I don't know, really. I don't even know what the words are. They're in another language. It was part of the dream I had, I guess.
Oh. You know, you haven't been yourself lately. It might do you good if we went away to the Blue Mountains for a week or so.
What?
Did you hear what I said?
I'm sorry. I was watching the sky.
You're certainly interested in the sky tonight.
It's very beautiful.
Well, what about my suggestion? Shall we leave for the Blue Mountains in the morning?
You mean go away now? Oh, no.
No? Why not? Why don't you want to go?
I don't know. I just don't want to, that's all. Leave a kiss in the cup, and I'll not ask who.
Ila, I am sick of that silly song. It's late. Let us sleep.
From the crystal walls poured a soft carpeting of mist to support Ila where she lay down to sleep. But through the night she tossed restlessly until just at dawn the dream recurred.
Ila! Ila, wake up.
What? Oh, what is it?
You've been dreaming again. You talked in your sleep.
Did I?
Yes. What were you dreaming?
Oh, the ship. It came from the sky again. And the tall man stepped out and talked with me, telling me little jokes and laughing.
What else happened?
And then this Captain York... Oh, I can't. It's all so silly.
Tell me!
He said I was beautiful. And then he kissed me.
I thought so. What else?
Why, Eel, you're so bad-tempered. It's only a dream.
Is it? You know I can read your mind. You can't keep secrets from me.
Well, all that happened was this Captain York told me... Well, he told me he'd take me away in his ship into the sky. Take me back to his planet with him. It's quite ridiculous, really.
Ridiculous, is it? You should have heard yourself. Fawning on him, talking to him, singing with him all night. In your dream, he landed in Green Valley, didn't he?
Please.
And he told you he was coming today.
Yes, but what's come over you? It was only a dream. You can't be jealous of that.
No, I suppose not. Forgive me. I'm being childish.
Eel, you're sick. You've been working too hard.
No, I'm all right. But perhaps you're right. Maybe I could use a little relaxation.
Yes.
I think I'll take the morning off and go hunting.
Hunting?
Yes, in Green Valley.
Numbly, she watched him go to a closet and draw forth an evil-looking weapon. And then her husband was gone, walking toward Green Valley. And Ila waited, watching the sky for an unknown thing, trembling with a nameless fear. And then it happened. A whirring, rushing sound. The warmth as of a giant fire passing in the air. The gleam of metal in the sky.
He's come. It's true. The dream is true.
The rocket vanished over the hill. The sky was empty again. And trembling, Ila waited again, looking toward Green Valley and seeing nothing, listening for sounds and hearing nothing, until a shot sounded, very sharply, the sound of the evil weapon.
Oh, no. No.
Her body jerked with the sound, and she wanted to scream and never stop screaming. For now she knew the dream could never come true. There was nothing left but the song, the strange and fine and beautiful song.
Drink to me only with thine eye, and I will pledge with mine. Or leave a kiss within the cup.
But still the rockets came. The next ship came down from the stars and the black velocities and the silent gulfs of space and landed by night near a Martian city. The men made their way to the outer rim of the dreaming city, and then Jeff Spender went in to reconnoiter while the others watched and waited for something to stir in the haunted city, some gray form to rise, some voice to break the unearthly stillness. Where were the people? Where were the Martians? Nothing stirred to disturb the silence until...
Halt! Who goes there?
Don't shoot!
Hold it, Parker. Let's Spender and his party. They're coming back.
Captain Wilder!
Over here. Well?
Captain, we've searched the city. People were living here last week.
People?
Martians.
Where are they now?
Dead.
Dead? What did they die of?
You won't believe it, Captain. Chickenpox.
Good Lord, no.
Yes. No resistance to an Earth disease, I guess.
So the other rocket did get through to Mars.
It looks like it, Captain. God only knows what the Martians did to them. But at least we know what they did to the Martians.
You mean they're all dead?
Yes. This planet is through.
Hey, you hear that, guys? We're safe. Break out a bottle, Cookie. Let's have a drink to celebrate.
Stop it, Parker. Put down that bottle.
What's eating you, Spender? The planet's ours now. We got to christen it, don't we? I christen thee the city of... I christen... Hey, Park Hill City.
Park Hill, I warned you.
All right, Spender, that's enough. That'll cost you a $50 fine. Croquet McClure, take care of Park Hill. Spender, you come with me. All right, Spender, why did you hit him?
I don't know, Captain. I was ashamed, I guess. Ashamed of Sam Parkhill and the noise and the spectacle the whole crew is making.
It's been a long trip. It's only natural they'd want to have their fling.
Yes, but where's their sense of what's right? Their respect for what's happened here? Captain, a race builds itself for 1,000,000 years, refines itself, builds cities like this one, does everything it can to give itself respect and beauty, and then it dies. Of what? Not anything fine or majestic or fitting, but a dirty little thing like chickenpox. And Sam Parkhill wants to celebrate.
I know, Spender, but you've got to remember you've a different way of seeing things.
I'm seeing things all right. I'm seeing what we'll do to Mars. We'll rip it up, rip the skin off, ruin it the way we've ruined our own planet. Captain, look at the city. It may be the last time you'll ever see it this way.
Beautiful in the moonlight, isn't it?
Yes. There's a poem by Byron that describes it, and how the Martians would feel tonight, if there were any of them left to feel. So we'll go no more a-roving so late into the night. Though the heart be still as loving and the moon be still as bright. For the sword outwears its sheath, and the soul wears out the breast. And the heart must pause to breathe, and love itself must rest. Though the night was made for loving and the day returns too soon, yet we'll go no more a-roving by the light of the moon.
Without a word, the Earthmen stood and looked at the city. The bottle lay shattered at Sam Parkhill's feet, and the sour stench of liquor filled the cool air. The men of Earth had come to Mars.
Dimension X will continue in just a moment.
August 18th, 1950, The Martian Chronicles on Dimension X, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Veterinary telemedicine is booming. Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Teller, President of the American Veterinary Medical Association, and I know firsthand that telehealth is a valuable tool to help provide our precious pets with the health care they need and deserve. Here are some situations where telemedicine may be an option for you and your pet. If the veterinarian has seen your pet in person in the past. If you're not sure you need to schedule an in-person visit. If your pet had surgery and needs post-operative follow-up. For skin diseases and rash rechecks. When your veterinarian needs to monitor your pet's chronic problems such as diabetes or allergies. If there are behavioral issues or training challenges. Or for hospice care. It's always good to have your session in a quiet place with good lighting. If you're not sure if you should set up a telehealth session, call your veterinarian and they'll let you know. To learn more, check out avma.org/telehealth. avma.org/telehealth.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of The Martian Chronicles, an episode of Dimension X, August 18th, 1950.
The men of Earth came to Mars. They came because they were afraid or unafraid, because they were happy or unhappy, because they felt like pilgrims or did not feel like pilgrims. The government posters screamed, "There's work for you in the sky. See Mars!" And the men shuffled forward, all kinds of men, all coming for different reasons. The rockets came like drums beating in the night. They came like locusts, swarming and settling in blooms of rosy smoke. Mars was a distant shore, and the settlers spread upon it in waves. First the pioneers and builders, then the people of civilization. Some came because they were afraid of a coming war on Earth. Some came because they were afraid of nothing. Some came to escape from the smell of the subways and the cabbage tenements. And some came from houses like the one in Ohio. It was a good house, the house in Ohio, and for 6 years the family had lived there contentedly, enjoying music and poetry and the rich, warm things of life. For the house had been built to be lived in the year 2020. It contained all the latest automatic devices, from talking book recorders to singing clocks.
7 o'clock, time to rise, open your eyes. Tick-tock, 7 o'clock, time to rise, open your eyes.
As the family rose and dressed, the beds whirred electronically and made themselves. In the kitchen, the stove sighed, and ejected from its warm interior 8 eggs, sunny side up, 12 bacon slices, 2 coffees, and 2 glasses of milk.
7-9, breakfast time, come and dine, 7-9.
Beside the breakfast table, the facsimile machine clacked and deposited the morning paper on the table. The headlines today spoke ominously of the danger of a coming war, and the man frowned as he read the news.
Today is August 4th, 2026. Insurance, gas, and atom heat bills are due. And today, remember, the family has planned a picnic.
Gee, Dad, are we really going?
Sure, Timmy, why not?
It's raining out.
It's not raining where we're going, son. Now run upstairs, pack your fishing tackle. We're going on our picnic, all right.
Okay, Dad.
Bill, are you sure we ought to go?
Yes. Have you seen the headlines this morning?
Looks bad, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. The rocket's ready. All we have to do is pack and take off.
I know, but... Well, flying to Mars, it seems so crazy. Well, all right, then we'll go. Should we tell the children why we're going?
No, not yet. Let them enjoy the picnic.
The house went on with its appointed tasks.
9:15, time to clean. 9:15, time to clean.
Out of the molding darted hundreds of tiny mechanical mice, all rubber and metal. They sucked up the dust and dirt in the house and popped back into their burrows. In the walls, relays clicked, memory tapes glided under electric eyes, recorded voices moved under steel needles.
12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, tick-tock, 8 o'clock.
Evening came. In the living room, the hearth fire bloomed out of nothing, and the phonograph spoke from beside the fireplace.
Mrs. McClellan, what poem would you like to hear this evening? Mr. McClellan? Since you expressed no preference, I shall select at random from among your favorites. Sarah Teasdale, There Will Come Soft Rains.
there will come soft rains and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire, whistling their whims on a low fence wire, and not one will know of war, not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly, and spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone.
The phonograph finished the poem, but there was no one there to hear, for the family had gone to Mars. On the Martian desert beside the highway, there rose a blare of red and yellow neon lights that spelled the death of Jeff Spender's dream. Sam's hot dog stand was what the sign read, and Sam, of course, was the same Sam Parkhill who had fought with Spender years before. 10,000 rockets were reported leaving soon for Mars, with 100,000 hungry customers, and Sam wanted to be ready for them.
Hey, look up there, Elmer.
August 18th, 1950, Dimension X, The Martian Chronicles. The conclusion next on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to Medishare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And Medishare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. Medishare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Dimension X, Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles, August 18th, 1950.
See that green star up there? That's Earth. Good old wonderful Earth. Makes you feel almost reverent, don't it?
Yeah.
Send me you're hungry and you're starved. Something. That's a poem I learned at school. Come on, Earth, send me your rockets. Here's Sam Parkhill with the only hot dog stand on Mars.
Sam, what if the rockets don't come? What if there's a war on Earth?
Don't worry, they're coming all right. Ain't nothing gonna happen to spoil my plans, baby. I figured it all out.
Sam! Hey, Sam, look up there! Earth!
Oh, what? Oh, no.
It's catching fire. It's burning.
Oh, no, that can't be Earth. Elmer, they can't do this to me. I got all our money invested in this place.
Go ahead, Sam. Switch on more lights. Turn up the music. Get the hot dogs on the fire. There'll be another batch of customers coming along in about 100 million years.
Oh, no, it couldn't be.
What a swell spot for a hot dog stand. Let you in on a little secret, Sam. This looks like it's going to be an off-season.
Beam radio crackled with the news. By morning, the shelves of the luggage store were empty, and the rockets were blasting off, headed back to Earth. In a few days, everyone was gone, and the planet of Mars once more lay deserted and silent. And then, after all the rest had gone, one last rocket landed on Mars. A small, family-sized rocket come all the way from Earth. It seemed a long way to go for a picnic, but Dad had suggested a fishing trip, and Mother thought the whole family would enjoy a vacation. So here they were, floating down a Martian canal, with Timothy sitting in the back of the boat with Dad and Mother up front holding Alice the baby, and the deserted Martian towns drifting slowly by.
Dad,
What is it, Timmy?
when do we see the Martians? You promised we would.
Soon, Tim, soon.
Oh, but William, the last Martians died out years ago. They're a dead race now.
Not quite. Don't worry, son. I'll show you some real live Martians later on.
Gee, this is swell. I wish we didn't ever have to go home. How long can we stay?
1,000,000 years.
1,000,000 years?
Yes. It's time we told you, son. We're not going home. This is where we'll live from now on.
But what about the rocket? What about Ohio?
There's nothing there now but ruins. The last Earth radio just went off the air. That means the war is over and Earth is finished. We're going to blow up our rocket and start all over. See if we can't build a better world up here.
You mean Mars is going to be our home?
Yes. I hope you don't mind too much.
No, sir. But what about the Martians? When do we get to see them?
There they are, son. Look down at the water.
I don't see anything there.
Beside the boat. Look at the reflections in the water.
But that's us down there. Just you and me and Mom and the baby.
Yes, son. You see, we're the Martians now.
For a long, silent moment, Timmy stared down at the reflections of the family in the waters, and the Martian stared back up at him. Then he lifted his eyes to the deep ocean sky, trying once more to see Earth and the house he had always called home. But Earth was too far away, and the house was now only a heap of radioactive rubble. Only one wall remained standing, and within the wall a voice spoke again and again and again.
Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly, and spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone, that we were gone, that we were gone, that we were gone, that we were gone,
Today is
that we
October
were
5th,
gone.
2026. Today is October 5th, 2026.
You have just heard The Martian Chronicles, a dramatization of highlights from the new novel by Ray Bradbury. Your narrator was Norman Rose, and featured in the cast were Inga Adams, Roger DeKoven, and Donald Buca. Music by Albert Berman, engineer Bill Chambers. Dimension X is produced by Van Woodward and directed by Jack Cuny.
August 18th, 1950, Dimension X on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Let's close out this hour of Classic Radio Theater with some great satire. Get ready to laugh with Bob and Ray, August 18th, 1959.
And now Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding present the CBS Radio Network. Okay, fellas, thank you, and welcome back here at the Bob and Ray Show on this beautiful Tuesday.
Here's a 15-minute radio program that will go right up until the end of this quarter hour.
Bob, I don't mean to disillusion you, but I put a watch on this the other night, and it isn't 15 minutes.
Oh, it isn't? We cheating somebody, or?
I don't know. It's 13 minutes and 50 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That includes and all that.
Well, it seems much shorter when you sit down and listen to it. Myself
here comes the vacuum cleaning man.
He hasn't been in for quite a while, has he?
And the floor shows it, too, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Boy.
Oh, nice. Nice voice.
He probably is a kind of singer. Maybe he was with one of those singing groups years back.
Is the audience all seated according to size? You got them quieted down before we went on the air today, huh?
That's right, Bob.
Well, I hope they're all happy and will enjoy themselves. And...
Don't worry, they'll enjoy it very much, Bob.
Don't forget,
I told them to enjoy it.
You can partake of the popcorn bowl anytime you feel so inclined, audience. Just come up here on the stage and pass by the Big Bird, and then help yourself to popcorn.
Feel free, too, to wander over by the great Bob and Ray picture window, which gives you a panoramic view of New York as the lights go on here at dusk. Beautiful scene.
Only be able to use that new building is going to be right up in front of that, about 3 feet from that panoramic window in about 2 months.
Yes, one of those. Too bad we put so much money into that window, too, and then have somebody put up a building.
It's a real wide screen effect to New York City.
The old bird is in good shape, I see. Biff, what's new with you? Are you all set with your sports roundup?
Yes, I am, Ray. Anytime you want to play my music and introduce the sports room, I'll be right here with my guest. Yes, it's time for Biff Burns' Sports Room, and today an off-season chat with Grand Ole football coach of the famous Golden Cougars of Midwest University, Pop O'Brien. Say hello to your fans out there, Pop.
Well, hello, pigskin lovers out there.
Pop, I guess you're pretty much of a legend, aren't you?
Well, I guess you might say that I was born at a gridiron bed.
Where'd you get the nickname of Pop?
Well, most people credit Slipper Hanley with inventing my nickname, but the truth is, I gave Slipper Hanley his nickname.
That's all?
I was the first one to call him Slipper.
Slipper Hanley. I guess he's a bigger legend than even you are, Pop.
No, I think I'm a bigger legend.
Well, when your team, the Golden Cougars, are in the dressing room getting ready for the big game...
Well, they're all big, Biff. Every one of them.
Doesn't the team say, let's win this one for the old Slipper?
Well, yes, they do, Biff, but it's not that dramatic.
Well, a picture of the team in the locker room at halftime, kids fighting back tears because they're losing the game, a brooding silence, and suddenly a voice with quiet resolve says, let's win this one for the old Slipper. It is moving, Pop.
Well, not if you know Slipper. He's a prominent industrialist, and he's in with the showbiz crowd. He's flashy, and he knows Frank Sinatra. And he's got a stable of 4 fighters, and he wears 2 rings on his pinky. Recently, I saw a picture of him in the window of a restaurant shaking hands with Gene Fulmer.
And I believe he recently acquired a piece of a Las Vegas casino, too.
That's right. He just bought into the Pink Bandit. I believe it's run by the syndicate.
I've heard that, Pop. What's the deal, do you know?
Well, just as soon as the papers were signed, giving Slipper 25% of the Pink Bandit, he had to turn over his full 25% interest to the syndicate. That's the only way they let him operate.
Well, if he'd turned over the full 25%, he doesn't own anything.
Well, the syndicate's pretty rough, Biff. Incidentally, about Slipper, recently he was given a solid gold cigarette case, a gift from a renowned continental beauty.
I didn't know that, Pop.
It's true. Now, Biff, knowing all this stuff about Slipper, I don't understand how any member of the team can say, let's win this one for the old Slipper.
Well, I see what you mean. It just doesn't sound right. It would sound right if Slipper were an old, shaky man being helped into the stadium, his memory fading a bit, not quite knowing which team is which. A man with shoulders bent by a million burdensome problems. But above all, a man who shouldn't be out in the stadium on such a cold day. In short, Pop, a man like you.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But the fact is, on the day of the game, your players still say, let's win this one for the old Slipper. How come they don't want to win it for you, Pop?
Well, there's no accounting for tastes. I guess you know that, Biff. Maybe my voice is too raspy. I think that's probably the reason. Gets on their nerves.
I don't think that's the reason. If it were, the players could very well say on the day of the big game.
Well, they're all big, Biff.
They could all say, let's win this one for raspy-voiced old Pop.
Well, that doesn't sound very good, Biff.
The only other reason I can see for the players not giving you vocal homage in the locker room is the fact that the Golden Cougars haven't won a game since 1949.
That's right. You can't win them all, Biff.
Don't I know it, Pop O'Brien, legendary coach of the Golden Cougar team of Midwest University, and thank you for being with us today. This is Biff Burns saying so long from Biff Burns Sports Room.
Say, do you want to hear my new stereo phonograph?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute, I'll set it right up.
I don't know. Maybe I just as soon listen to that.
What highs? What lows?
Yeah, well, you could turn it down just a little bit, though.
Ma'am, I mean, that's real stereo block. Fills every inch of the room with sound. It's Columbia Stereo 1, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, Stereo 1 by Columbia. Now, I've heard them all, but this is the only one for me. It's got stereo projection, you know.
I didn't know that.
Sure. Not just a couple of speakers shooting in different directions like some, but exclusive stereo projection. Man, it really fills the hall.
It certainly is rich.
No, anybody can afford it. Portable start at $39.95. Consoles at $129.95. So why don't you see your Columbia phonograph man, and here's Stereo 1 by Columbia for yourself. Great, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll play you some more.
Okay. We've just been given the signal that we have an extra minute in the show right here. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to play 1 minute, please? The little game we have.
I'd be delighted to,
All
if
right.
I may.
You just come up here quickly, sir, and reach into the barrel for your subject and hand the slip of paper to me. And when you hear the signal, you will start and talk for 1 minute. I'll time you, and I think we'll have a great deal of fun.
Okay.
Are you all ready?
Yes, this is very interesting.
You've got the subject there. You hand it to me.
Okay, there you are, sir.
The subject is one word. Enfurfment. Go ahead. 1 minute, please.
Enfurfment. Well, sometimes when I...
Would you like me to spell it for you before you start? Would it help?
All right, yes.
Okay, we'll call time out here. Enffoefment. Enfurfment. Time in.
Thank you. The last time I saw an enfurfment, I don't believe I was out of... Oh, no.
45 seconds now.
I have 45 seconds left to talk about enfurfment.
Enfurfment is a better pronunciation of it.
What?
Enfurfment.
Enfurfment. My boss had an enfurfment once, and...
I've just had a correction handed to me. I think to give you, in all fairness, the word is spelled Enfoeffment. The double F is on the second appearance of the letter F.
Doesn't help me at all.
Doesn't help.
And he had to be on his feet a lot that time. The doctor told him he should be off his feet. And
15 seconds.
Enfurfment. There's no such word, wise guy.
Yes, there is.
No, there is not.
Well, I'm going to call time out. Time in. You did kill the 1 minute, sir, but I'm afraid you didn't qualify quite for the prize, but you did have fun at it, didn't you?
No, I don't think there's such a word.
Well, will you get him a dictionary to take away with him on his way back from the show? I think you speak to that little fellow at the back of the aisle.
Well, let me assure you, sir, it wasn't a total loss because you're in time. You're at the show, the Bob and Ray Show, that presents the great Central American Tightrope Walker. A gentleman who, as I understand, is chairman of the Statehood for British Honduras Committee 2. He's here to publicize that. The great and wonderful Senor Miguel Honduras.
Thank you, Ray, and it is a very great pleasure to be appearing here on
the program. Well, now, as I understand, Senor, you have the rope strung. I guess you can all see that.
It is strung in a loose rope fashion today.
That's right. Well, you're not going to do the tightrope. This is what they call the slack rope.
Slack wire.
And this is, I think...
much practice to it.
I think this is more difficult, really, than the tightrope, isn't it?
Well, when I climb down the tightrope, it is a different feeling, you understand, than climbing down the slack wire.
You put on weight, Senor, since the last
time? A few pounds.
I remember I saw you at another network one time.
You built me up in the hospital.
That's right. Well, you're all set to go. I wonder...
Wait just a minute. Poopy, are you ready with this guitar? My guitarist, Poopy, is going to play for me today.
Poopy will play the guitar.
Play all over the guitar.
Well, I guess maybe you're all set to go. Here, let me hold your serape.
What's that?
Let me hold your serape.
Oh, yes. I climbed the steps now. You described the...
Well, the Senor is wearing tight-fitting clothes that you usually associate with a tight or slack rope walker. He's saying Olé now, and he's going to the top of the ladder. Then he's stepping out on the rope. He's now testing the slackness of the rope. Is that slack enough?
It's very slack.
It's very slack, which means that it's all set for him.
Here I go.
Good. And now the Senor is starting out on the rope. I might point out it's about 60 feet long, the studio, so he should go 60 feet.
Why you look so sad, Poopy? Long face on it.
Oh, Senor.
Yes?
Could you do the rest of the act backwards? Thank you.
It's difficult to turn in the middle of the slack wire.
Well, I know it is, but actually it'll be a more daring act that way, and it's almost a necessity that you do that. It's more dangerous, I grant.
I'm teetering back and forth. I'm near am I to the end?
You're more than halfway now. You're more than... Senor? Senor Honduras. Senor. Can I help you up, or do you want to stay there for a while?
I just rest here.
Why don't you stay there for a while?
For a moment.
Senor Honduras.
I see I'm going to get built up again.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunate. What happened, as I review it now...
I think he's too heavy for the act, anyway.
Well, yes, plus the rope. He was no sooner out on the rope than I noticed that it was giving way at the other end.
Yeah. Awful sorry about that, Miguel, but when you get back on your feet, why, come up and see us. We're always ready to give you a show business break.
We're always here to talk with you.
Here is Gumshoe Flaherty, our detective, to report in on the disappearance of Dave, the great dead whale. What have you got to tell us?
Fellas, I've done some checking on this George Perkins bug at WROW.
Oh, yes, up in...
He's got a litter bug rap against him on the New York State Thruway.
I told you the other day, I think you're going off on the wrong track there to go after George.
This George Schrank bird.
Arthur Schrank.
Is it Arthur?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I'm confused. Yeah, well, if it's Arthur... I have a George Schrank listed here, several jaywalking violations.
I don't think that's our man.
No. I'd like
what
you
have
to
you found about Dave? That's a big thing.
Another thing is, I'd like you to meet my new assistant. This is Cato. He used to work for Green Hornet.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Cato, how you doing? Say hello to Bob and Ray.
Oh, hello, Bob and Ray.
Well, hi, Cato. Have you seen pictures of Dave?
Yes, I seen pictures.
You know, all the folks are invited to send in to get their picture of Dave so that they'll know what he looks like.
That's right. Just write to us here at CDS 485 Madison Avenue, New York, and you'll have one.
Just tell us that you think something's fishy. Well, until tomorrow, this is Ray Goulding reminding you to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumb. This is the CBS Radio Network.
August 18th, 1959, Bob and Ray on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank this station, support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. Our shows are available anytime on demand at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. Stream our shows on demand. Find our other podcast apps that carry our shows. You can also learn more about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can find our social media links. You can contact me. And if you like what you do, you can buy me a coffee. Thank you so much for tuning in. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox right here. Tell all your friends we're right here on your favorite radio station. Would you please?